First of all, I started off with cat-cows, as I always do. This is my favourite exercise to just prepare my back for the more advanced and extreme stretches. Then I go into cat-cow circles and then into cobra. I drive my chest back and press up, fully extending the arms. With each back extension or cobra, I try and get a little bit deeper into the stretch. I usually do about 5 to 10 of these, and then I'll go into a reverse cobra, or I'll go into a child's pose. Next I went into, I call them seals against the wall. I don't know what these are called, but basically just trying to get the lumbar spine as low down to the ground, bring the chest forwards into the wall, and then as you're coming up, you're squeezing the glutes, you're tucking the pelvis underneath. Then I go into chest rolls. So this is where the legs are going over the head and you're trying to get the legs extended on the ground, and I guess the bottom is kind of coming to the head as well. I normally do a couple of these in a row. They are an advanced exercise, so I wouldn't suggest them if you're new to back bends. That's why I always start off with the easier stretches which everyone can do. Again, I'm just doing a couple more of these, showing you from a side angle of how to get into them. Then I went into an elbow stand and I went into a position, one of the handstand shapes, but then I really focused on getting a bit more of a stretch in the thoracic spine through extending the legs and getting them down to the ground. And then back into a cobra position. Next I went into swans. So grabbing the ankles, trying to extend the legs, and then coming back down. For some reason I couldn't quite get the grip right on these today. It just felt like a really awkward hand position. And then I started doing handstands because the main aim of this session was a bit of flexibility at the beginning, but then I wanted to get some handstands in. As you can see, I'm still doing back bends, so I'm doing back bends and swans kind of in between the handstands, and then I started doing some swan rocks, which I've done a long time, and then I fell over. Then I went back into some handstands and some kind of, I guess, contortion handstand positions. And then a ring. So really this session I was just kind of playing around because I'd already done my main weight session, and I decided I wanted to do a bit of a handstand flexibility session. This quite often happens because I've been training handstands such a long time. I do have the freedom. My weight session is normally my main session because I compete in fitness modelling, and then my flexibility handstand session is kind of playing around with different things. Then I went into a one-arm flag and then coming back up and down to a straddle. And again I went into an elbow stand. I haven't really done these in a long time, but all of a sudden I remembered about them, and then I was thinking, maybe I'll start doing the triple fold. Maybe I won't. So I really do just kind of mess around, have quite a fun time when I'm doing my handstands and flexibility, and play around with different positions, trying to deepen my back bend, grabbing my ankles, getting more of a stretch. As I said, in between quite a lot of the handstands, I am doing flexibility, so it's kind of active recovery. For me, it's not nearly so intense, so it takes a bit of time and energy off the upper body. As you can see, I'm doing more of a thoracic stretch in that position. And then I'm also doing another thoracic stretch. That's actually a really nice relaxing position. It's a really good position if you have tight shoulders for your handstand training as well. Then went on to doing some one-arm weighted handstands. The weight I was using was a 2.5 kg, and it just alters the position a little bit. Obviously it makes it slightly more difficult because you are holding a weight in the hand as well. I almost call it a bit of like progressive overload, so then when you don't have the weight anymore, it makes it a lot easier. Then I went over to the left side, which I'm going to start working on because a couple of you guys have mentioned why don't you work that side, because I always forget. Then I went back into doing some more one-arm flex. And it was an unstructured session today. As I said, I was just playing around with different things. And then a one-arm crocodile. As I'm doing my handstands, I'm always listening to music, and so I normally try and do handstand positions with, well, I guess to the beat of the music. Unfortunately, you guys can't see that, and I can't really put the music I use on the YouTube channel because it's copyright. So this is actually starting to do some routine development for a new routine that I'm working on, which is kind of fun. So it's going to be quite a beaty routine. And I always think that's kind of like walking in the air in handstand, which is really cool. I will try and show you obviously the finished article of the routine, but it won't be for a while just because I won't be performing it for a while. And I did a little bit more routine development. I just think it's quite fun trying to make the legs move as fast as possible in the air, and when you have a lot of control over your body when you're doing a handstand. Hi guys! So I just got back from a grocery haul and I thought I would share with you guys what I got. This is kind of to start off my, I'm going to call it a photo shoot cut. So I'm basically going to do a 5 to 7 week, depending on if I compete. I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know if I can, because it's an international competition. I haven't competed with this federation before. So it's all up in the air, so I'm kind of going to presume at this point in time that I'm not going to compete. But I will be doing a photo shoot the end of November, and so I'm going to kind of do a mini cut for that, and just to see actually how I look, having bulked up for quite a long time, and see like how my muscle mass is looking, etc, etc. So I will run you through the different things that I've got, and yeah, why? I don't know, just because I eat food, right? So I'll probably start off my cut. I'm going to work out probably the macros. I haven't really tracked in ages, because in a bulk I literally just eat what I want. You know, I try and keep it pretty healthy, but I think it's quite important not to be too strict all the time, you know. When you're not actually prepping for competition, it's good to just eat intuitively and make sure you're getting all your micros, well, relatively good macronutrient split if you can, but I just don't track on like a kind of off-season type of time, unless maybe I'm doing a random day tracking to see roughly how many calories I'm consuming. I don't know, but that's kind of rare. Anyway, so I'm going to run through this grocery shop, and yeah, hope you enjoy. The first thing I got is these stir-fry, sweet crunchy stir-fry mix. I'm getting through a bag of these basically every 2 days at the moment. I'm really loving my stir-fries, and I'm going to carry on with that and prep, just probably maybe slightly, not prep, the competition cut, maybe slightly less rice or whatever carbohydrate I'm having with it, but vegetables, and then I only have it with some kind of meat. So I've already got chicken in the fridge. I've got 5% minced beef. I got one of these because everything in moderation, right? But had these the other day, almond butter and salted caramel cups, really tasty. And then I got this light cheese This has actually got really good macros. It's like 52 calories per slice, 6 grams of protein, which is very good. As I've mentioned before, I try and get at least 20 grams, if not like 30-40 grams of protein per meal. I don't know why this is... what's happening? The lens is like getting a bit funny today. Anyway, then I got bananas, because in my oats I like bananas, or if I have like French toast then I might have bananas and a bit of honey on them. I got these wraps because I've been fancying wraps, which I will probably have with lettuce. I'll put some kind of protein, maybe like the chicken, I'll cook that up, put that in there, and some salsa. This is like really low calorie, it's like 5 calories a teaspoon, so that's a nice little thing. And then I got these rice cakes, and I probably will have these with some almond, I've got peanut butter, normal peanut butter actually, in my cupboard already. I got one of these rice packs because I've got a photo shoot this evening. Probably when I get home I'm going to be pretty hungry and want a super quick meal, so I thought I'll just get one of these and then I can have like stir fry veg. Mango, because it's a nice little snack. Well, that's really hard. I wanted it today, but definitely not. Spaghetti. Again, actually macros in spaghetti is quite good. It's like 10 grams of protein per 200 gram serving. So really, like, I could have this with some vegetables and very minimum amount of kind of meat protein, and that would basically be hitting my protein intake already per meal. Then eggs, because I will either have eggs with bread and make it into French toast, or I'll have hard-boiled eggs, dippy eggs, because they're my favourite. And then I got oatmeal, and I've got protein powder. Oh my gosh. So I got this protein powder from Holland Barrett the other day because I needed some protein. Well, I didn't need it, but I wanted some protein powder. This flavour is not recommended. I thought, oh, it's, you know, Halloween season. Pumpkin spice. Yeah, probably not one to recommend. And the last thing I got in my little grocery shop is this. I've never ever had one of these in my life. I don't even like fizzy drinks, but everyone keeps raving about them. I keep seeing them on YouTube channels. So I thought I'd give them a go, but you know, by no means do I want to make it a habit. It's basically a Monster energy drink. 0 sugar, L-carnitine. I don't know, anyway, I'll let you know what my opinion on that is, because whether they actually live up to expectations, because I always see them on YouTubers' channels and I'm like, okay, I've got to at least give it a go. And then already in my fridge to start this cut off, I have eggs, some almond milk, which I'll have in my oats and probably like my protein shake. I've got chicken, I need to get more chicken, steak. It looks like quite a lean steak, but yeah. Carrots. Oh my gosh. A bag of carrots, onions, some sweet potato, broccoli. So the kind of fairly typical chili sauce, which is really low calorie, some low calorie like Caesar dressing. And then already in my cupboard I've got like herbs, spices, peanut butter, honey, vitamin C. So, you know, this is actually quite good when you're frying things, because if you don't know, oil can take up a lot of calories. So if you use like that 1 calorie oil spray, it's fine, and it stops things sticking. And then I've got some more protein powder. Actually, I've got lots of coffee pods from Nespresso, but this is also not very nice. So I've got like 2 horrible protein powders. But what I did yesterday was I actually mixed both of them together and they tasted okay. So I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, and probably in oats they'll be fine. But that's pretty much a grocery shop, so I will have to do like another shop probably midweek, because I do seem to get through a lot of food. But I'm aiming for the first week probably 1,900 calories, which will be quite a bit lower than I think what I've been eating, roughly around like 2,500 calories. So that's been kind of like my bulk, maybe even more than that. I don't really know, I haven't really been tracking. But that's kind of, yeah, it will be quite a significant calorie deficit. But because I have got photo shoots fairly soon. I mean, I've got one this afternoon, but I've got them and I want to look really good for them. I am going to do a cut, like a proper cut, a mini cut. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's kind of like the run through the groceries. So I will do some recipes and stuff, but what I kind of like to do is I like to keep it fairly simple when it's a cut. Basically, I find if I cook food which is like really, really tasty, then I have more chance of overindulging in it and wanting more. Whereas if it's, I mean, I like all this food, I really like all this food, but it's nothing kind of too elaborate. So if it's kind of quite plain, you know, I don't really think, oh my gosh, I really want more of that. Okay, I do that with oats just because I love them so much. But you know, you kind of get the gist of what I mean. So I will have minimal kind of sauces and things, unless they're like the salsa, which is only 5 calories, chili sauce, which I just love, which is really low calorie. And then like that cheese I showed you was really kind of light. So I've got kind of, even though I've got a lot of carbohydrate in this diet because I do quite a lot of exercise and I will be doing cardio as well. Yeah, that's kind of it really. I'm actually interested to try this Monsters. I'm not going to try it before this photo shoot because a fizzy drink might make me bloat. It's not a good plan. And also I've had quite a lot of coffee today. But I don't know, I'll either make this video into a pulled herb eating video. Maybe that's training. I don't know, maybe it'll be a chilled vlog, who knows. But I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing what I have got on my grocery haul, and I will see you later.